Hey everybody, it's Chris Brandt. I'm back again in my kitchen. I do a lot of food prepping and getting ready for the week. And one of the things that I started doing I think it was about 5 years ago, I started making my own peanut butter just because I didn't like a lot of the ingredients that was in the store-bought. Always seems to be sugar and things like that, and it's not necessary in peanut butter. So one of my absolute favorite companies that I have a lot of their products is Pampered Chef, and I just love the quality of what they do. And this is not a sponsored video, so I really do that. It's just one of my favorites. I have so many gadgets, so many of these. I have the air fryer, so I do a lot of things that's kind of my go-to. So, but there's a lot of different companies out there that make this same type of product. But this is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Quick Cooker Blender. You can make all kinds of things in here. So peanut butter is the one main thing that I do. I also do jams. I make a blueberry jam. I make a strawberry. I have made orange marmalade. So there's lots of things you can do, and this is just something that I do probably, it's becoming more like twice a week to make peanut butter because I like peanut butter. My husband loves peanut butter, and it's just a healthier snack, and it kind of satisfies a sweet tooth. So I'm just going to kind of let you see how this machine works. I've got it plugged in. There is an on-off button over here. And it will tell you, what I love about this is it will tell you that it won't run unless the lid's on and secure. So you'll hear it doing a lot of doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So that kind of means that, and it'll tell you right on here. And it tells you what you're doing and what to do next. But it's got all the different, you can make smoothies, you can make milk. I have also made like some oat milk and almond milk and that kind of stuff. Really easy in here. You can make jams, soups, purees, sauces, and then the grind one is what I use for my peanut butter. So I'm gonna turn this around. Well, I actually don't have to, but I just buy unsalted, dry roasted peanuts. And the only ingredients in this particular brand here is peanuts, dry roasted peanuts. So there's no sugar, there's no salt, there's no anything. So that's what I love, and that's what I'm, they have the sea salt ones, but I just don't want to add anything extra. I can put my own sea salt in, which sometimes I do. I just put a teeny bit in there, and it just, but a lot of times I don't. So these are the Good and Gather. These I get from Target. You can get them from Schnucks. You can get them from Walmart, anything, just as long as they are the unsalted, dry roasted peanuts. So I just they are airtight, fresh. So you just pour this whole thing in here. This is so easy. It's beyond easy. So I do that, and then I come back in here, and I will put the lid on. Now, you'll see that this can come off, and we have a tamper. So the tamper, you're gonna need this. This gets kind of loud. It's not too bad, but it is loud. So we are going to get it to the grind. It clicks on here, grind, and then we're gonna push this button. And you're going to watch, and you're going to see this all, it's going to kind of go up the sides, and you're going to see me tamping it down. You don't have to do it the whole time, but yeah. And that's what any other brand that you get is probably the same exact way. So here we go. I'm going to push the button. And it's done. Woo! All right. So it will be hot. It will be warm. So, and it just kind of turns off and it beeps, and then you'll hear that. So I do a big mason jar with this just because we eat a lot of peanut butter between myself and my husband. And then I just like to take, this is one of the scrapers, I just kind of like to take that and put it, get most everything down in there. So then I have a second one here because this is only going to be half. So I'll show you. Set that there. This comes off real easy. It will not come off if you don't have the lid off, if you don't have the lid turned and off. And then this does this. And it is delicious peanut butter. Okay, and because I make 2 of these, I don't wash in between. You can, but it's not necessarily because you're just going to put more peanuts in there and do the same thing. So I'm going to do this a second time, and then that will fill this all the way up. So I will get 2 of them. The other thing I love about this, and I don't know if other brands have this, they might, but this has a cleaning. So once you get all of this made, or whatever it is that you're making in there, you can put some water in it. It kind of tells you how to do that. You can put water in it with a little drop of dishwashing liquid, and there's a clean heated wash that you would click, and it will wash it. I do a little extra, especially with the peanut butter, just because there's oils in the peanuts, and it's kind of a little bit different to clean it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. You'll see that I have something else out here. I'm actually going to roast some walnuts as well. We have those. There's a big empty glass container back there that I have to put my roasted walnuts in, because that is a great snack that my husband and I grab and just kind of have that on hand to snack on. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right. Second batch is done. Did you see all the steam coming off of there? That's how it is hot. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in there again. Okay. See? Makes a whole container. Yay! All right, so I'm going to rinse this. Okay, and I am going to show you how the cleaning works. It's just you put the water in there. I rinsed it a little bit, put the water in there with a little drop of soap. Take it to the heated wash. It says heated wash. It's about 60 seconds. And then you do the same thing. Push the button and it'll it's a little bit quieter on the wash. But it heats up. So it's kind of telling you that it's heating up a little bit. Even though something was just in there, it still has to heat that water up. And I use hot water when I put it in there, just to kind of add a little bit. It's thinking. And while I did that, I got ready I'm going to roast some walnuts in the oven. So I put my parchment paper down. And then I just dump these out. Whole container. These are from Sam's. You can get them from Costco or wherever you like. But I like to get the 32-ounce bag because that lasts us for a bit. I just spread them all out. Kind of nice and flat. And walnuts are really heart healthy. Very, very good for you. Many, many ways. And it's a great snack. And there too, it just satisfies that crunch. And, you know, I did the video on eating healthy and everything. So I've got my oven to 350. I know some of them that you'll see may tell you not that high, but I just kind of watch it. I don't leave them in as long. So here we go. I have also on the air fryer that I have from Pampered Chef also has a rotisserie basket that I can, and if I've done like a smaller batch of these or if I want to split it up, I'll put them in there and it'll roast them. And it's done. So I'm going to kind of show you that if I try to get this off, it doesn't want to do it without the lid being open. So, and see how hot that gets? That gets really warm. So this water in here is going to be really hot. So be careful. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to rinse it out. And I do a little extra wash just because of the oils in the peanut butter and on the outside here. So, and I actually, you can purchase extra carafes. You can purchase extra of these. So I have 2 of these. So I have one that I use for peanuts, and I have one that I use for like soups and other things, just for fear that somebody, if they have a peanut allergy, so it comes pretty clean, but I do a little extra cleaning. All right. And yes, this does not go in the dishwasher for obvious reasons. There's mechanical things on the bottom. So there you go. I love this machine. Like I said, I've been making peanut butter now for probably 5 years. I think my husband and I just talked about it. It's like, yeah, it was about 5 years ago that I had a very good friend that was my Pampered Chef dealer. And so she always worked with me, and there's always discounts out there if you do this or you do that. So again, this is not a sponsored ad at all, so I'm just letting you know that this is one of my favorite products. I know there's other brands out there that you might like or whatever, but the fact that this does so many different things, and I'll do one on making my jam as well. Those are good. Blueberry jam is one of my favorites, and it's a low sugar. So there again, a lot of people might say it's just easier for me to go to the store and get the peanut butter, but just look at the ingredients that's in your peanut butter. It's just really, even the natural peanut butters have certain things in there because they have to have a shelf life. This isn't going to last for a ton of time in your cupboard. We put this in the refrigerator and it gets hard. It gets more, not hard, but it gets more solid, because as you saw when I was pouring it, it was a little bit on the runnier side, but it does solidify when you put it in your refrigerator for a little bit. So it's just delicious. This is something we've been doing for a while, and I don't even know that I could buy store-bought peanut butter for my husband anymore. So we're still waiting on the walnuts roasted. I will sometimes just kind of come in here, and I'll come in periodically and I'll just kind of stir these around just to kind of so that they don't get browned. But they really don't look any different. But this just kind of releases the oils and natural Makes them just a little tastier. You don't have to cook your walnuts. You don't have to roast them. But, you know, I like the flavor, and sometimes it's all in the taste. And then I push that back in, and there we go. And now we're still gonna wait. So these sometimes can take 7 to 10 minutes, just kind of depends on how roasty you like them. So we're just gonna wait. All right, I think it's about done. Ready to take them off. Ooh, wee! I can hear them. I can hear them kind of just a little bit, not much. You can get these as done as you want. I have gotten them pretty roasted, but I am going to bring them over here. If you want, now would be a time, if you want them a little on the salted side, sometimes I will do this, and it's just a little bit of the sea salt, pink sea salt that I like to use, and it's just a little, but this is when the oils are, you know, it'll kind of stick, but as you see, I'm not really using very much at all, just a little bit to kind of give it some flavor, a little bit of salty. What was it they used to say? You're so salty. Then I do this, and then that's what this big thing here is for. They're not overly like burn your hands hot. So see, I can kind of do this, but it just kind of roasts them a little bit and lets them. So I take this. In order for me, they're a little cooled. In order for me, this is kind of my, some of them will fall off, but this is kind of my technique to get them in my glass container. Let's see if this is going to work. I don't know. This could be an epic fail. I've done it before with no problems. Ta-da! Pick these little stragglies off, and I do leave the lid off for additional cooling, but there you go. Any little thing we can do to have a little bit of a healthier diet, healthier options to eat, I've been trying to do that in the last few months here for my husband and I. I appreciate you all watching. If you have any comments, let me know. Questions, I'll see what I can do. But otherwise, these are just some of the things I wanted to share with you that I do on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, I guess. I have some other things planned. So just stay tuned. Come back. I'm really enjoying being in my kitchen. I love my kitchen, and I love sharing cooking and ideas and things with you all. So have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.